Like who wants to collab? Just Jesse James West. Okay.
Oh, you
Oh,
know what?
he's verified. Okay.
Yo, hold
Yeah.
up.
No, I'll do a video.
What is up, bro?
What up, my man?
How are you?
Good, man. Good. When we getting out here to Vegas?
ASAP. I gotta get there this weekend.
Let's do it. Let's send it.
Right?
All right, bro. You ready
I am born ready.
for the most intensive podcast of your life? By the way, have you been on a podcast yet at all? I assume.
I've been on a few. Yeah.
Okay. Damn it. So
Nothing
I
too
wasn't the
crazy.
first.
Nothing too crazy. Very legit. I love it.
Let's add this. All right. So we got obviously we can see yourself here on screen. Which I
Yes.
must say, I like this part here at the top where it's road to 1 million subscribers. You're sitting at 438,000. So my question is, your editor, every time,
Yes.
let's say today you gain 6,000 subscribers, does he then go in and like move this bar up to like here?
um, I'm gonna move it like every like 30K, honestly. Every
Okay.
here and there, I'm gonna move it. Right now it's sitting at like 4.5. So once I get to like 5, I think I'll jump it perfect in the middle.
All right,
But
guys. Well, for you watching, we're gonna get Jesse to 1 million subscribers.
come on, we gotta.
And his biggest video is gonna be the one here in Vegas.
Oh
So,
yeah.
all right, you train at Zoo Culture often with a lot of people in the industry who we both know. Which ones are the fake natties? This one?
Fake natties. I don't think there's anything fake about that one.
This is
I don't think he's a fake natty. I think he lets it be known in a way.
I'm pretty sure Brad claims natural though, right? No, I'm just kidding,
No
guys.
way.
No, of course. But you guys have a mutual connection because I noticed Noelle moved in with Brad, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And then you obviously film a lot of content with her as well.
I do.
So how did you guys meet? Are you guys dating? I guess that'll kind of be the next question moving forward or next transition.
Okay, so we genuinely met on Tinder. And
Okay.
that was like the first, like it's my most popular video. It's picking up girls on Tinder. I asked her to work out. And I was hitting up a bunch of girls that I matched with in the past
Mhm.
and just seeing because I had this idea of doing like a picking up girls on Tinder, like where they come over and then we train instead of going on like a formal date. And of course, like that's how I am. I'm like, let's film a video. Let's not go on a date.
Right.
And
Right.
then yeah, so she was like one of the only ones that really responded and kind of like toyed with the idea. And obviously you see like she's very driven and she's moved into Brad's house now. So like it makes sense that she would be the one to answer. Like she wanted to do this and
Right.
it worked out really well. So I hit up a bunch of matches. A few of them like entertained the idea, but then she was like very interested. So we met up, we kind of discussed everything and wanted to go over like what is this video going to be? What are we doing and all? And then kind of story arc the whole thing to like be like a full on like a nice storyline. I'm very into like cinema and stuff, and I want my stuff to flow well. So I was like, how can we do this and it's like natural? We did meet on Tinder, and how can we do this where it's fun? And then so we just started making a bunch of videos together. They all started popping off, and we're like, well, this is really working. We're becoming good friends. You know, like we hung out on our own time here and there, but majority of it we kept it pretty platonic because we didn't want it to interfere with what was going on and like making a bunch of videos and stuff because you know there could be fallouts and then drama and then which ended up kind of
Right.
happening regardless. But
So there was like a fallout and some drama.
yeah, there definitely was.
Because my main thing, so I love your content, phenomenal,
Thank you.
must say. I love you and Soosh. Now Soosh,
Yes.
was he dating Noelle?
Okay, so then let me continue a little more. So
Is that a drama? Like I guess that'll be kind of the
That
next
was
question
kind-
we'll,
yeah, that
we'll
was-
jump into, but
yeah, that was the drama. I mean, me and Noel never dated. We hung out like a few times on our own, like I said, but I'm not in a position where I want to be dating anyone right now. I'm just in a very like go mode, and to any girl really out there, I feel like it's kind of tough for me to settle down right now.
right.
It's like the position I'm in and what I do. I feel like it's gonna be tough to find a girlfriend for a few years, which is totally
Right.
chill, you know, like the bachelor life. But
No, I mean, bro, I get that though, because like
Yeah.
if we look at your like for you guys that are watching, Jesse, and maybe I assume probably most of the people that are gonna be watching this have seen your channel, but like,
Yeah.
dude, your views pop off, and what you're averaging 2 to 3 videos per week.
Yeah, I do I haven't missed a single upload all year, 3 videos a week.
And it's like I already know just because like obviously I've been doing YouTube, but your topics and your editing and how well put together they are, like I already know how time consuming that is. So I get
Yeah,
that.
it definitely adds up over time. And I'm lucky enough that I have editors now. But when I first moved out to Cali, so back in January, I was editing all my videos and it was so much. Like
Mm-hmm.
because these videos are like 20 minutes long and I like them to be as well rounded of a video as they can. So it definitely takes a while. But it was always worth it, you know. I knew I put in the work now, I can eventually pay someone to do it. And now I can focus. And I noticed that my ideas are way better when I am letting someone else edit because I'm not making so many decisions. Because like when you edit, it's all about the reason someone can edit fast or slow is how quickly they make a decision to keep something or cut
Bro,
it.
so this was always the hard part for me. I don't know if this is how it is for you. I always have a hard time delegating people to do stuff because I have like a standard of how I want something, and
Mhm.
I have a hard time like trusting people's like work ethic or what they'll produce,
Yeah,
which I need to like kind of like go back on because I understand like there's only so much you can take on personally.
yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously you want everything to be top tier. You want it to be high quality, and you want to get it done quick. And we know ourselves can do it because we care the most about our stuff. And finding people that genuinely care about you and then do it is like way better than just someone that's just going to do it. So
Hmm.
like if someone's a fan of you and they're an editor, most likely they're going to be a lot better of an editor than someone that just wants to edit your videos to make money. Because they're actually
Right.
like, you know what, I'm inspired by you. I want to help you get to the million, get to the growth, start your podcast, all that stuff. So I flew through editors. I've hired and fired within 24 hours just because
How many
they're like,
editors do you think you've had?
I mean, realistically, like at least 8 within the past like few months. Nah, maybe more, like 12, 10 to 10, like 10. Let's just say
Right.
10 for now.
I mean,
It's
it's
tough.
probably pretty hard though, I assume for you too. Like it's kind of just like to find someone that matches the style you're looking for and then
Yeah.
also like matches the work ethic, of course.
Yeah,
Because I
because I
can
mean,
tell how
I move
driven you
fast.
are just based on your
Thank you.
content. You know, like with dude, with what you're pumping out and like what you're doing, I already know how much work it is.
Yeah, I mean, like I started at like 6 a.m. today, and I haven't stopped. But like, I
Right.
love it. It's I'm trying to show people, and the reason the million, the chasing a million isn't just to be like, hey guys, look, I got a million plaque. Like this is awesome. It's
Right.
more. I mean, at first maybe it started that way, but then it kind of formed into this almost like an inspirational story to tell of like I'm this average dude that did social media for like 4 or 5 years. It never worked at all. And then one year it worked and I worked my ass off and took advantage of it. So like why can't you? Yeah.
So, yeah, so we lost you for a second. What I was saying is a lot of people can probably gravitate towards what you were saying with how like you were working on social media for many years and nothing was really like taking off or going the direction you wanted. What would you say was kind of that standout moment or that thing that kind of started to get you on the right track or to where you were gaining traction?
Yeah. I mean, obviously just like believing in myself and knowing that one day it will happen was huge. But I think, and I discussed this actually in my last video with Greg O'Gallagher about the internal reality becomes the external reality because what you think of in your head is going to determine like what is laid out in life. So if in your
Right.
head you're
Like
all like,
speaking it into existence type
yeah.
thing.
So like
Hmm.
in my head, I'm already at a million. I'm
Right.
already there. So but I'm not just like, oh, I'm there. Good. But it's like, I'm there. And what is that Jesse doing? And then
Right.
just do that. And once I kind of put those two together, once I quarantine started, I mean, there's a lot of time to like think to yourself. And I just thought to myself, like, okay, at the time I had like 20K
Hmm.
subs. And that was like a grind of years to get to. And I was like, what is Jesse at 100K subscribers doing like in that moment? Like if I were to jump a year ahead and I have 100K, what is that Jesse doing? And I was like, okay, it's posting more. The videos are longer, but they're more entertaining. That way the watch time is like nice. Thumbnail and titles, I have to be very like thought out. Don't just film a video to film a video.
Right. I must say
And
your thumbnails are on point, bro. Like
thank
I,
you.
I wouldn't say clickbait because you do pull it off. It's just very visually pleasing, which is a
Yeah,
hard thing to
I
pull
try
off.
to have an element of clickbait, but I back it up with a great
Right.
video. you
Yeah,
know?
no, I wouldn't call them clickbait. They're just kind of like you see it and you would probably think it's going to be clickbait, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like
exactly.
how I
Exactly.
would
That's what I
explain
go
your
for.
thumbnails. But all right. So wait, if we jump back, or so you said it took like 4 years, or you were doing social media for like 4 years. Was there like one big video or like one big thing or like decision you made though that kind of started you in the right direction towards like what you
Yeah.
had already previously been doing?
Um, Obviously quarantine was like a huge impact. It kind of gave me no choice because I was a lacrosse YouTuber.
Right.
Like the sport lacrosse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
I
played.
remembered your story of like
Yeah,
playing lacrosse and okay.
yeah. So I played for years. I played in college. I played D1. I played D3, and I always made lacrosse content. But I really just wanted to make fitness content. But the only way for me to be seen was through lacrosse at the time. It was the only thing I had time to film.
Hmm.
Um, and then once like quarantine hit, obviously the season ended. It's like I cannot make lacrosse content. Now's my chance to only make what I want. And at first, the views like dropped even heavier, and it was like I was like, damn, bro, like
Right.
this is the end. This is like
Right.
truly the end. And then my buddy's like, he told me, you know that miner picture where there's two miners. One is mining the rock, and he's like a hair away from the gold, and he's giving up. But then there's a guy that's a little bit farther behind that's going like hard, and he's not giving up. That's
Hmm.
the one that'll get there. It's kind of like I thought of that in a way.
Right.
So it's like maybe I'm right in front of the gold mine, and this is where I need to push. And luckily that happened, and it did, and it just kind of flowed from there. And I'm extremely grateful. Like I know what it's like being at the bottom, and that's why I feel
I think
um
you definitely fell into your niche. Like you
yeah,
found kind of like what you were meant to be doing for sure.
yeah, 100%. And like I've always loved kind of just being an entertainer, whether it was on the field as a lacrosse player. Like I always played different. I did more like trickery stuff, and I
Hmm.
pulled it off. Um, it was always in me to kind of go do the extra stuff and make it cooler and really entertain, because that's like the number one thing that I want to do is just make someone thoroughly enjoy my content and happy.
Plus,
Because
one thing I probably noticed because I come from like a sports background and I know you
yeah,
playing lacrosse. I bet your like competitive nature from lacrosse translated over to YouTube, where you're like competitive with YouTube.
yeah, oh, 100. I noticed
Because
that.
I noticed that with me because like I know
Yeah,
how competitive I am, but I can probably guarantee like anyone that's played like competitive sports and does YouTube
yeah.
is probably the same exact way.
Oh, 100% agree. Every day, it's like I just know if someone's an athlete or has been an athlete,
Right.
and I think it's a huge advantage, and you don't realize it until you stop playing, and then you're like, damn, like I'm competitive as hell. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you apply it to like everything. So I guess I know a lot of people are gonna like that are watching are gonna want you to jump back to like, is there drama between you and Soosh?
Okay, so not
Because
anymore.
I love both you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
obviously very different. Like you both make like vlog contents related to fitness and
Yeah.
whatnot, but your personalities are very different. But you both had that similar like Noelle thing, and I'm not positive
Yeah.
whether Soosh was dating her. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
So
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure on that
Um.
situation.
Okay. So me and Sushi are cool now. That's for sure. We were always boys, and like
Hmm.
when he was like leaving college and stuff, like we would always have a good conversation, deep conversation of like what's coming in life, like is this the right decision, and we always supported each other. And and obviously then I was making content with Noelle. He didn't even really talk to her ever. But then they started talking because he asked me, he's like, "Are you and Noelle anything like at all?" And I told him, I was like, "No, it's platonic. At this point, like we're just really close friends, like genuinely great friends." Um, and so they started talking, and they're open about this, so it's not like I'm just like giving any information away. They've
Right,
talked
right,
about it on the podcast and everything, and which is cool that they're open about it.
right.
And they were like planning on dating or something like that, and then it just kind of fell through, didn't happen, wasn't meant to be. And that's
Mhm.
where there was like some drama of just Noelle going to Houston, because the whole thing that from my perspective was, Noelle, you got to be careful, not from Soosh, but
Right,
the community is gonna like attack you. Like you're gonna be called like all these names for no
right.
reason. And then it just kind of stirred up this beef between me and Soosh, because I was like, yo, dude, like I was just trying to like tell him, like, be careful, like you don't want to ruin this girl's name. She just like, not that he would ruin it, but don't let the fans ruin her
Like the
name.
people that are watching,
Yeah.
right?
And then that just kind of like created a little bit of like, I don't know if it was like anger towards each other, or just like a little like scuffle in a way. And then
Hmm.
after like 2 weeks later, like we all just like we weren't talking for a bit, and then me and Noelle met up and kind of like talked it out. I guess it was like a month later, really, and then we posted our video, the like how we
Did it cause drama between you and Noelle too?
Yeah, it definitely did.
Okay.
It was just kind of like it was just kind of this. Why don't you trust me going here? But I was trying to protect her in a way of like as like a father would, or like older brother would, being like, that's a bad idea. I wouldn't like don't do that thing because the internet's gonna attack you. Like, and they did, and they really did. And I knew, it's gonna get to anyone if you're getting attacked like that. So I was like trying to just be a good friend and like protect her from that. And then it just kind of stirred up some drama between me and Soosh because technically that's me getting involved in a way. And they were like, dude, just like stay out of it. And I'm like, all right, like I'm just trying to be a friend. It's not nothing. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. And I'm open about talking about this, and I know Soosh would be too. So, and now me and Soosh had a conversation. Like we're chilling, we're good friends now. There's no hate. I personally never like hated anyone. There was just like this tension. That's what
just kind of like a looking out type thing, like trying to avoid a bad situation. Yeah, no, I get that.
And it just caused this tension that I think it was just like miscommunication from 3 different parties leading to tension, and then we resolved it. But it took a little while, and people definitely caught up on it because me and Noelle weren't interacting on each other's social medias. We weren't making videos for like probably, I want to say 2 months. We didn't make videos, and obviously I moved, but it's gonna play into the factor. Like normally there's a Noelle video like at least once a month.
Right.
So it all panned out, and now we're all close.
Well, I'm glad you explained it to me, and then probably the people watching too that didn't.
Yeah, because that's why I'm
confused. They hadn't watched.
Yeah.
Especially because I was confused too, because I also saw, I mean, it was like a couple months ago, but also Soosh was like at that time, because I believe he has like a new girlfriend now, but he was messaging Brandon Harding's ex, Brittany. Like he was in her, like having his like army spam her and whatnot. So I was just like so
in a good way or a bad way.
On. I don't think in a bad like I don't think he was trying to get like back at Brandon or anything. I just knew who she was because she had dated Brandon Harding.
Yeah,
but that was like kind of the only thing. And then I like connected it back to you and Noelle, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on in this industry?
I mean, like it's bound to happen to have some sort of drama. It's funny because before that, all I thought was, damn, I don't have any beef with anybody. And then there was like this beef for a little, and now I'm kind of at a point where it's like, maybe there's some jealousy in different parts of the industry, or there's a little like tension, but there's no like hate that I'm involved with, which I'm grateful for, because I'm not really one that wants to be involved in it, just because I'm too fucking tired for that. Like I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
So
I feel like mine is all hate like directed towards me. Like I don't hate anyone. Like that's like the number one question I get all the time at expos is people are like, do you hate Brad Castleberry? And I'm like, no, I have a Brad tat. Like a lot of people like I don't know. I think a lot of people don't understand like the content like aspect of a lot of stuff too with social media and like characters. Yeah. Because that was also why I wanted to ask you when we first joined the call. Is your actual legal name Jesse James West, or is that like your YouTube alias?
Yeah, that's my legal name.
Dude, that's like a straight up like Wild West name.
It's a porn name.
Either that or like Wild West. That's like the first thing I think of is like badass.
Yeah. My dad named me that. He thought it would be cool.
So what's the end goal with like obviously you're shooting towards on your YouTube channel like in the banner 1 million subscribers. I know obviously that's not your end goal because I know what content and how driven you are. So like what do you assume at least at the moment is like kind of your end goal with the YouTube? Like starting your own businesses or branching out, sticking with the YouTube?
It's a great question. I definitely used to look at things way more of a large scale of like 1 year, 2 year, 3 or 5 year goals. And I feel like I've taken it back a little bit to narrow my focus more on like monthly goals. And obviously I have my like 1 year goal, but I don't like to look too far ahead, because I mean like 7 months ago, I would never have thought I'd be getting punched in the face by Bryce Hall for a video,
Right.
And like, who knows? And like I was.
Which, by the way, what made you think of that? Was it Brad's videos where he would get punched by like Logan Paul and KSI?
So I wanted to do that as soon as I knew the boxing things were coming. I was like, I got to get hit in the face. And then, but like obviously Brad kind of sparked that like years ago. Right. So the idea was circling in my head, and obviously it's circling in Brad's head again to do it. And Brad got I didn't know Bryce. I never met him until that day. And like Brad obviously is boys with him, lifts with him all the time. So Brad hit him up and like beat me to it pretty much, like getting him and Taylor. But then my filmer was like, I'm filming for Bryce's trainer tonight. Just come through and see what happens. My filmer had no idea I was trying to get punched in the face. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna come. And I tell him, I go, I'm getting punched in the face tonight. And he goes, no, he goes, honestly, man, if you get hit in the face, you 100% deserve $1 million. And I was like, I'm getting hit in the face today. So I showed up and I like kind of like just kind of sneak by. The guy's like, oh, hey, like, what's up? Like just give him a nod, stay quiet, go to the back. And we're there early on purpose. So that way no one can like in case we beat security there basically. And then I'm in the back of the building. I'm just like, oh, it's hot in here. Let's go outside in the back. And the Sway boys pull up, Bryce pulls up, and I'm like, okay, so this might actually happen tonight. And then just through just like being in the right position, right time, being respectful of Bryce and not being over the top. Like I come up to be like, yo, like, do you mind if I get like a quick clip with you rather than just throwing the camera and be like, hey, punch me in the face. Like I figured I had to at least establish a little relationship with them. Right. And then I was like, yo, will you punch me in the face? And he's like, when? And I'm like, now. And he's like, oh, no. Like, because we were outside at that time. And he's like, we got to plan this. And I'm like, all right, cool. We will. And then he goes inside and he punches Fusi in the stomach.
That's what I was about to say. Fusi's also another one that capitalized on a great idea of being punched by like all the violent stuff going on. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, he punches Fusi, so he has a glove on, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going in. I'm gonna ask him again. I get his buddy to kind of like taunt him to do it. I'm like, shouldn't Bryce punch me in the face? And this is Blake Gray, who's like a huge like social media guy, and he's one of the Sway boys. And I'm like, and he kind of like taunts Bryce, and Bryce is like, all right, sure, fuck it, like I'll do it. And I bet his manager went saw the video and was like, you cannot be punching random strangers, like you're gonna get sued. And because like if he broke my nose, I feel like I could be like, well, fuck you, but like I'm not gonna, obviously. I was like, this is just a funny video. Even if I got hurt, I wouldn't do shit. But we just get ready. He gives me a little one, and I'm like, all right, fucking swing, like hit me. So then he jabs me. I'm like, I'm completely knocked over. I'm like, wow, getting punched in the face. I've never been hit in the face.
That was gonna be my next question. Was that the first time?
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, I don't want to get hit. And then I start just like, even in the video, you can kind of tell I'm just like rambling.
Right.
I'm like completely dazed, and he's like talking to me, and I'm just like.
Like trying to piece together what's going on.
I totally had a concussion. I totally because I didn't do any headgear.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The first time, especially when it's a hard punch, bro, it just rattles you and you're trying to keep it together, but honestly, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're doing a ton of boxing. Do you have any more fights coming up?
Which I'm pulling back on now, just because I do want to focus again more so on the business aspect and then like YouTube content and then like this channel as well as I want to build up, just because. I like doing like the Kenny KO content, going to the expos and all that. And then like the podcast, like what we're doing right now is honestly what I've just been enjoying like thoroughly, because you just get to have like the authentic one-on-one. And then of course, when you come out to Vegas, we'll get rowdy and whatnot. But so what I also wanted to ask, bro, is so we know how you found Noelle for that video was through Tinder. How do you find majority of the girls now for your videos? Is it at Zoo Culture, like you just happen to be working out and you see like a fit girl who's attractive and then approach and kind of drop the video idea, or what have you been doing?
Okay, so the bigger TikTokers that I trained with that are they're fit. I wouldn't say that they're the fit girl genre. They're just more like the influencer collabs that I've gotten are mostly like knowing someone that knows them. Excuse me. And so it's like it's like being a one connection away. And getting it through that, being like, yo, dude, like I'd love if you could just connect us. I have this idea of like a series like we could do, and honestly, it's worked pretty well. I'm very respectful. I even tell them like whenever we're taking thumbnails and a girl's like sticking her ass out or whatever, I always say it to them. I'm like, if you don't want to do this, like please speak up. Like I don't want you to be uncomfortable. If you want to just freaking go like this, like. Either we'll do that, or I'll go find another person to go take a photo.
Like I'll get someone else for this thumbnail.
Yeah, because I don't want to be either. You know? I want them to be comfortable, and they feel that vibe. So I think that's why they've been like cool with doing shit. And then if I'm like just asking girls in the gym, a lot of them like Zoo Culture. Zoo Culture doesn't really have any influencer girls, but they have a lot of just like complete like gorgeous girls that are fit and we've been working out for years. So those are always like, and I get to
Interesting.
know them now too, and they know. I think a lot of them, especially now, know I'm just trying to work hard and reach goals, and they're like, I'll help you out. Like let's get this. It's funny. It's lighthearted.
Right.
I don't mean it like sincerely, like when I'm like
The
interviewing
girl's
them.
like, who wants to collab? Just Jesse James West. Okay.
Oh, you
Oh,
know
he's
what?
always he's verified. Okay.
Yo, hold
Yeah, yeah.
up.
No, I'll do a video.
Yo, girl, I do DM girls for videos pretty often. Actually,
Hmm.
I would say I DM like 10 people a day.
I feel like that's
Most
normal though, to be honest. I
You
mean, I
have
can't
to.
deny I do the same thing. Like I couldn't lie and
Yeah,
say I don't. Like yeah.
yeah. But it's not so much like I'm just trying to like hook up with them. It's like,
Right.
look, I have a good idea. You want to be a part of it? If not, next person. But I would say there's actually a good amount of girls that are like, whenever I collab with someone that's like completely random, that's a girl, sometimes they hit me up because I
Mhm.
think they see that I do a video with a girl and it does really well. So they're like, oh, why not me? And then they DM me
Mhm.
and I'm like, all right, sure. Come to Zoo.
You're like perfect. Let's
Yeah, I'm like, I
marry
didn't do anything. But I genuinely, some people will be like, oh, bro, like stop doing videos with all these hot girls. And like, why do you care?
Wait,
Like,
people tell you that?
people like, I would say my OG fans, who I mean, like, I love them to death. They're the reason I am where I am.
Right.
They're almost like hurt that I don't just make eating like Mark Wahlberg for a day, you know?
Right.
And in my head, that's like it got me where I am doing those videos, but I never saw myself doing them forever. That was just
Right.
like I'm doing this, it works right now. Not everyone's doing it. And also we were in quarantine, so like that's all I could do. And now that I'm out in LA, there's just so much more to do and I want to just go make crazier content.
Hmm.
Filming with these girls, it's always a fun video. It's
Right.
never boring.
I wish there was a way to like obviously it's impossible, but to get your fan base just to know like obviously what you know is best for your channel or the most
Yeah.
viral thing, because they want like what they enjoy, but it might not be the
Yeah.
best thing for the massive demographic of people out there.
Mhm.
That just reminded me because you used to do like the eating like Greg Doucette,
Yeah.
and those videos. When I had Greg on the podcast, we brought up you for a second, and I was like, would be the best fucking video is when he had his drama with Chef Rush, I believe is the dude's name. You should have done it eating like Chef Rush for a day,
Should I have?
dude. That video I
Fired up.
guarantee would have been like it would have popped
Wait,
off.
is Chef Russ the White House guy?
Yeah, that's the White House chef guy.
Will Tenney just did that and it blew up.
Oh, he did it? Yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah,
dude, that was my
I
idea
know.
like a
Ah,
month ago. Well, I shouldn't. I can't take the credit. It's my roommate's idea, but he like told me about it,
yeah.
and
Tell me that
then,
next
but then I
time.
thought about you, and I was like, oh, dude, Jesse would have killed that video.
That would have been
Um.
funny because Greg would have reacted to that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And then, so your natty status, you're openly natural,
Yeah,
is what you say, right? Okay.
yeah, yeah. No, and I'm natty.
So
Yeah,
in the industry, obviously, there's so many that aren't natural. I'm sure you probably
yeah.
even train with a bunch that aren't. Are you ever like kind of like at a crossroad where you want to, but like you don't?
I have in the.
Or like
I'd
I guess
say
like what stopped you from going unnatural?
what stopped me from going unnatural is my pre-existing pubertal gyno. And
Okay.
like I have like the slightest bit of gyno already. And I've
Hmm.
had it like you could look back when I'm like 12 to 14. Like I actually had it like it might have been even worse.
I mean, I'm the same way.
Um
I had it since I was like
yeah.
14, 15,
Especially like
something
my
like
right
that.
nipple. It's
Hmm.
like it's one of my biggest insecurities.
Hmm.
And it's why like before every photo I'm like flick the nips and then I take my
Yeah.
photo. Every photo.
Bro, trust me,
Um
if anyone gets it, it's me, man.
it
That's
sucks. I
hilarious to
mean,
say that. Yeah.
I'd say
I've actually been looking into the gyno removal surgery though.
dude, I
Just
have
because
two.
it's like, yeah, it's actually not too pricey, man. It's like, and obviously, I mean, you make a living now essentially off of your physique, and
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know, might be a good
But yeah,
investment.
it'd be the gyno. Losing my hair is a fear.
Hmm.
And, like just going bald in general, I'm like, oh, I'm getting plugs no matter what. I'm gonna be pulling Connor Murphy, getting my plugs.
Do you have like a history of male pattern baldness,
It's like
or
it's
is it
like
just like a
50-50.
risk you don't want to take? Like,
It's just a risk I don't want to take. Like
right.
if I started losing my hair, I'd lose my mind. I love my hair.
Plus, I mean, there's not really a reason for you to. Like, you already have an
Yeah.
incredible physique. So, I
Thank
mean,
you.
fuck,
Thank
if
you.
you've like built it natural, I mean,
Yeah.
I already know a vast majority of girls. I could probably plug you next to like some like steroid out freak, and probably most girls would choose you anyway, like your physique.
That's sick. I mean, I just don't really see the necessity of it. maybe when I was younger, if I was like 16, 17 and like starting to grow on social media and thinking to myself, damn, like all I want to do is get big. Cause that's what it used to be. I used to just want to be fucking huge and yoked and shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm satisfied with the way I look, that I don't have the urge to be like, I gotta be bigger. I gotta be more, like maybe just get leaner is the only thing I really want. But I would say I definitely fiddled with the idea of it. I probably fiddle with the idea with it like a few times a year.
Right. Yeah, no,
Like maybe once a month it crossed my mind and I'm like, well, what if I did? Because
it's kind of like the curiosity, just wondering what you would look like,
exactly,
like with how you are, and then like knowing how crazy transformations for people are.
Because my shoulders are my weak point. So if I start juicing, my shoulders are gonna pop in my traps. That'd be sick. But like
juiced out Jesse James West, bro. Yeah, that could be a fucking name right there. I'm telling you what.
I'm definitely just paranoid too, because like I'll only drink alcohol like once in a while, like a special occasion. Like I hopped down to Vegas, we were getting a little tipsy with the boys.
Oh, know we would, yeah.
But like when it comes to any sort of drug or anything, like I've smoked pot like once when I was like 16, and I hated it. Right. And ever since then, I was like, I'm never doing anything. I can't. Like I'm just a paranoid person that gets anxiety from that stuff. So,
right.
And that's that's the first time I ever told the internet.
Really?
Yeah.
You've ever smoked pot?
Yeah. I mean, like it was once. I mean, every person does.
I mean, it's literally, I'm pretty sure fucking, especially you're in LA, like probably.
But I don't like it though. I'm not that.
90% of your neighbors are toking it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I get why you wouldn't like take the cycle and whatnot. I also get like, of course, potentially wanting to see what you would look like. But I mean, I guess we'll see like what happens there. Do you plan like with the Bryce Hall stuff and being punched? Do you plan to like do like a celebrity boxing or anything like that? Because I saw you at the Social Gloves. Is that event right where they're putting on the TikTok versus YouTuber?
Yeah.
I saw you there filming. Are you like, or would you, I guess, step in the ring?
I totally would. Totally would. Because I know
like someone you would eye out for it, or that you thought of that'd be a good matchup. Obviously, it'd have to bring in views. It'd have to be a viral clip.
I'd want to fight someone that's bigger. Like maybe physically bigger, but definitely social media bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like I'd want to bring in as many eyes to it as possible, even if that means that I have a chance of looking like an idiot.
Right.
I'd still rather take the risk. I've been an athlete my whole life. If I dedicated like months to it, I could become a great fighter. And I'm like smart, so I could like be. I'd probably be like a strategic fighter rather than just like throwing haymakers or whatever. But I mean, if the opponent comes and someone wants to pick up the fight and put it somewhere, I mean, I'm down. I think give me a year and a half, so that way I'm like 1.5 million, 2 million subs, and then it'll be worth it.
Wait, I just thought of one. I'll do it behind the scenes because I don't want to spoil who it would be here.
Okay.
See, he wouldn't meet your criteria. He's a fraction. We've talked about him in this podcast, so you can probably piece together who it is.
Okay. I feel like I probably.
You guys in the comments will probably know who I'm talking
about.
So with like
Bradley Martin, I'll box Bradley Martin. I'll get my ass.
Would you actually box him though? It would pull a lot of views. The video, like no doubt there, it definitely would. But would you actually do it though? There's a big size difference there.
Yeah, I'd have brain damage. But honestly, like the way I am, I'd probably do it.
I mean, you could probably outlast him though. You just have to get him to tire out.
If I learned like all about it, then
right. Dang, maybe that's the strategy.
Imagine, he would want to.
So you rarely drink, have only smoked once. Is it more of a like health conscious type thing? Like looking out for your health, or is it just strictly due to the anxiety reasons?
I would say it's the anxiety and like uncontrol.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very want to control person, not like a controlling like control someone,
right? But like control what's going on around you and be in control. Yeah.
And if I and that's why the only reason that I'd rather drink than do other things is because I have noticed that when I drink, I still stay within my boundaries and I have complete control. No funny business there. But any sort of substance that's gonna like take me out of control, I just freaks me out. And I've always been really social without it. Like I'm not afraid to just talk to people or go up to a girl completely sober.
Like you don't need to have a good time.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Like I just go and I hang out. I mean, everyone else is drunk. They don't even realize that you're not even drunk.
Dude, that's my thing. Jumping back to like the whole gear talk and everything too, is back when I competed, obviously it was like, and the teenage mindset's always like more. Like you always want more of everything, regardless if that's muscle and whatnot. But then I feel like now I'm at an age where like health is honestly like my number one thing. So like getting like frequent blood work and just like actually hydrating and like getting a good night's sleep and whatnot. It's like some weird shit. Like I would have never thought I'd envision myself where I'm at now.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely important to take care of your health. I feel like that's something I need to work
until Jesse gets here, then
shit.
then it's gonna be the total opposite.
That's one day.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if there's like 10 models there, I'm letting loose. I'm having myself a dandy time.
All right. Is there anything you want to wrap up with? Anything you want to tell the people that are watching? I mean, I feel like we've actually covered a lot of like stuff people potentially wouldn't even really know about you. Obviously, I do want you guys to subscribe to Jesse's channel. Get him to the 1 million subscribers. He deserves it. His content's killer. If you guys don't watch him, I assume you probably do watch him if you're watching this video. But yeah, anything you want to finish with?
It's all love to everybody like that we talked about and stuff. There's no hate, at least like. Not on my end, at least. I don't think there's hate in anyone else's blood.
Except for Bradley Martin. Fuck that.
Except for Bradley Martin. I'm coming for you, bro. Call him out. Other than that, I mean, I just want to let people know, obviously, I have a tattoo that says relentless for a reason. Stay relentless. Work towards your fucking dreams, because literally I was just a regular kid watching these podcasts a year ago, and next thing you know, I'm on the podcast. So you never know if it's you. Yeah.
Right. Well, guys, more big things coming from Jesse. You guys will probably be seeing more content from him very, very soon. And it'll probably be the craziest content yet.
I'm going to Vegas.